Hello everyone, it's James at Prague on SOULCare on Monday. I think it's the 18th of May. Happy Gemini Day. Happy Gemini. I think we're into Gemini, aren't we? I think so. Hope you're all doing very well. Had a great weekend. It's very nice here in San Diego. It's very sunny today. Cloudy weekend. I had a great session yesterday with a healer from India, which I will, in further days and further weeks, I'll let you all know about this incredible healer. She was very, very good. Hi, John. Good to see you, John. I know we got to call each other. Sorry. Even though we're home and you're locked down, it's still, I guess you get busy doing things at home, huh? Yes, indeedy. Hi, Bruce. Hi, Claudia. Hi, Colleen from Michigan. Hi, Judy. Good to see you. I hope Agnes is doing better. Hello, Joe. I've been busy all weekend going through certain applicants for mediumship too. So I've been reading a lot of people's backgrounds and it's good. We have 15 people so far. So if you're interested, again, upstairs here, there's a button there for more information on it. I'm very careful. But it's good. We have different levels, but very good. Very good so far. We're going to start that probably in June. So now's the time for applications. So I'm busy all weekend looking at the applications. Hi, Kathy. You're through here from Michigan, sweetheart. You made it. You're very welcome. My time, you're very welcome. After this, I go to Australia. I do an interview in Australia. And then I go to my chiropractor with us wearing masks. It's a very interesting time, isn't it? We have to be in observation mode the whole time, because if you get into it, it's not good. I think if you just step back and observe and not get emotionally involved in it, I think it really helps. And I think it'll prolong you for a long time. So try to be more objective and not be fully in it, because you'll get caught up in it, and that's not good. You got to be good to yourself on all different levels. So be more objective about this whole situation we're going through. And you can think, I think it's kind of ridiculous, it's kind of crazy in a way, but I also think it's meant to be. I think there's a time where the vibration is shifting, frequency is shifting, people are going to get very spiritual, very aware of each other, or they're not. They'll be left behind. So I think it's a time for all of us to get very spiritual and very aware, and really let our souls speak to us and live your soul life. You know, that human life is good, but you got to remember who you are. You're a soul having a human experience, not the other way around. 444, angels are around us. Hi, Kelly White. Thank you, my love. Kelly White is my great friend who gifted me my healing last night with a lovely lady, Prajna from India. Thank you, Kelly. I'm still feeling the results, and I will be for a couple of weeks, but it was pretty amazing. I'll probably put her on my website, so I'll put her on my website, and people can find out about her. She's very much like me and like Kelly. She's a healer, not a medium. She's a healer. She's from Brazil, and I've had many, many healings in Brazil. She's very, very unique and different than most of the healings I've ever had, and it's very quick. It's flash. I remember seeding from the stars was one of the things I remember about it. They said seeding from the stars. Very interesting. Soul searching time. That's very, very true. It's very true, Loretta. Soul searching time. And as Kelly White points out, Kelly, you're doing a show tonight, right? Both Sides Now on Facebook, so everyone should go and see Kelly, incredible medium, with Shirley and Benelli, Dr. Shirley, who's a psychotherapist, as well as Kelly is. It's a great show. You are correct. Thank you. Hello from Portugal. Hello from Virginia. Hello from Ontario, Canada. Wow. Last Friday I did my Evening of Spirit. It went really well. For those who were there, but 300 people, it went really well. I thought, considering the first time we did a Zoom demonstration, we had people from all over the world, everybody, I think, got something out of that. Every single person. And it was really amazing. It was amazing. And I can't wait to do it again. And I'm going to do an evening of psychic readings and then an evening of mediumship. So 2 different things. But that was great. So if you want to tune in some time for it, it's really wonderful. $19. Hi from Minnesota. Yes, Kelly, Both Sides Now. It's on Facebook. Kelly White, so you should check that out. South Wales. Susan, where in South Wales are you? My family is in South Wales. They're at Gwent, near Newport. No, so Monday is reserved for questions and answers. So just general questions you'd like to ask, it's reserved for that. And then tomorrow we'll do some processes, the next exercises and meditations, different things each day. But Monday always reserved for questions. If you want to have general questions about spirituality, about what going through, or nothing about messages here. But yeah. Hi, Jennifer. Don't worry, Jennifer. Don't worry about everything lately. Don't worry. You have no reason to waste the energy worrying. It's all energy, and it's what you do with it that matters. So the more you worry, you're kind of like swirling, and you're not going to get ahead. It just stops. That worrying energy and fear energy blocks you. So don't do that. Just breathe through it. It's going to be what it's going to be. The universe is perfect the way it is. So don't worry, please. Worrying is not the best way to be. Okay? Just go back to your breath and breathe it out. You're in flow with the universe. Just be in flow with the universe, the ways of the universe. Okay? Best way to be. And objective. Swansea. I've been there many times, Susan. My cousins live in Swansea. Heather, you're from South Wales, live in San Diego. Are you originally from Wales? No, my family is my grandmother's side from South Wales, Gwent, Newport area. But then I'm from New York originally. And my grandfather's from London. And he was a Cockney. Hello from Stockholm. I love Stockholm. Fear not. That's right. Fear not. Fear. False ego appearing real. Is there a stone that helps with mediumship? Kelly, is there a stone that helps with mediumship? That's Kelly's question. Kelly White knows all about stones and crystals. Brenda, your spirituality is being heightened. It is because the frequency is changing in this place. Now it started, so you'll feel a little anxious a lot. And I was recommended last night by the healer that I should start more grounding work, which is true. So this week we'll do some grounding exercises and some meditations because we need to get back to Mother Earth. Obviously, Mother Earth, we've really destroyed her, and we need to get back and give love to Mother Earth and ground with Mother Earth, and she's always there to take care of us and give us quality of care. So we want to be with her. Can you speak to this from Christina? Can you speak to the lifting of the veil and connect the spirit world, angels, ascended masters, and more? I have a class about that. I wrote a book about that. Thinning of the veil. I do believe there's a thinning of the veil right now, but it's more like I think, sweetheart, Christina, you have to. When we ask the question, it's almost like we want to give our power away to guides and ancestors and ascended masters and angels, and I think that we have to go within ourselves and reach up that way. So I think in a kind of a strange way, it feels like a ladder, stepping up on a ladder within ourselves. We've got to go up, and we've got to take ourselves up. We've got to have the responsibility of being with ourselves and learning this journey, evolving within ourselves. Our souls has to evolve and expand, and as you evolve and expand, you become more aware of those beings that are around you, and that's what I would say to do that. Again, I'm going to say sit in the stillness of your being, which is sitting in the quiet. So again, sitting in a closet where you can't be disturbed by animals or humans or devices for 15 minutes and just work with your breath. Work with the breath, breathing in and breathing. Would you like me to do that sometime with you? We'll all sit in the closet together. Would you like that? Oh, it's cute. Ha. Ah, that's great. Thanks. I love beautiful baby. There's truth. Hi from the UK. We're experiencing the shift from third to fourth dimension worlds that have been predicted so long. True. If so, in the rampant violence from those who cannot shift. Well, those who cannot shift will be left behind. It's true. I've witnessed many animals gone to the light. I've helped animals over to the light. So much easier than humans in many ways. I helped humans into the light too. And all they ever kept us saying when they came back was, that was nothing. My father I helped. He said, that was nothing. And then he said, hey, what you do is true. He didn't believe what I did was real. And then when he passed over, he came right back and said, you're right. This is real. I'm alive. So it was very interesting. Yes, yes. I haven't started my vegetarian diet only because I have 2 pieces of meat left in my freezer. So I've got to finish them first. But I did start with my lemon water. I have that. Victoria, please pray for my future. Yes, sweetheart. So, Victoria, why are you, what's going on with you? Why are you looking outside yourself? And in this time of frequency change, it's a time to empower ourselves as well. Get back to empowering ourselves, not giving our power away. So I'm going to be very straight with you guys. Like John Williams, May 22nd. Yes, May 22nd, even second record. Thanks, John. I'm so much pain and suffering, and so I feel I hate it. Suzanne, I'm going to give you some advice. I wanted to read Power of Now by Eckhart Tolle. He talks about the pain body. And many times we stay in the pain body from some amazing experience that happened to us, a traumatic experience in childhood or adulthood that stays with us. And we get caught up in that, and we start seeing the world as that filter of the pain body. And that's what it sounds like you're going through. So would you please read the book, The Power of Now by Eckhart Tolle? And I think you'll find that the pain, well, you can look up online, the pain body. You don't need to suffer. You don't need to be in pain. No one here on this earth needs to be in suffering or pain. Don't need to have that. And we don't need to see it that way. We shouldn't see it that way. We should see it in a very different way, not suffering or pain. Now, pain from physical pain is something a little different. But my mother used to say to me, offer yours, if you have any pain, offer it up for the poor souls in purgatory. He was very Catholic, and I like that. That makes sense to me in some strange way. There is a new experimental vaccine. Will it work? I don't know. I don't think it will fully work, no. Left behind. I think that it's going to be harder for the people that left behind, people that don't embrace their spirituality, to people that don't make the change, people that don't take the time to be with themselves, to empower themselves, to be responsible for themselves, to look at things in a spiritual way. Like, I think they're going to be left behind. The ego, that whole physicalness of them, that's not going to last anymore. It's more coming to a community. So it's people seeing the world, the global community, setting boundaries, not putting up with BS. I think that's all part of it. And that's what you get left behind. You can be stuck in that space with people around you like that. Who wants that? This is from Sandy. Hi, James. Do you ever see anyone around me? No. Diane, does the frequency change have anything to do with the applications of anger in the world? I guess it might have something to do as far as affecting it, but anger, I think love is the most, love just eats that right up. Anger, fear. That's very anger of the ego. It's very much the human. It's very much close to the earth. The shift is very different than that. I can't really affect the shift per se. Thanks, sweetheart. Bless you, and bless everybody here, and stay safe. Bless every single person and stay safe. I would still, if I were people here and your states have opened, I personally would still wear masks, or I would stay inside. I don't think it's right. I don't think it's time yet. Just telling you psychically, you got to do what you want to do. But for me, I just don't feel it's on an intuitive level. I don't think the time is right for people to open up yet. Just don't. I know it's hard economically, but the bigger picture is death. So I just don't, and we got to think of each other, not just ourselves. That's part of this change, right? So I just feel that it's too early. Oh, you're very welcome, Christy. Thank you for acknowledging that. Martha, would you like a reading? Yes. If you go on my website, you'll see when I'm going to be doing readings next. I have an interesting, a night of meeting, psychic readings, a night of mediumship readings. Should we go to the light or avoid it, Aaron? What does that mean? Aaron, what does that mean? How many people usually demand? I've only had 300. But it doesn't matter how many there, it really doesn't. Everybody get affected in the group. Hi, Joe Kid. I'm not doing messages today, sorry. I have a night of messages coming up if you go to my website. Kimberly. Maureen, you can go to the night of psychic readings. That's that same question. Yes, Susan Smith. You can, whatever label you want to put on, it's a shift. It's an actual frequency shift. And it's been preparing for a long, long time. So is there more to come, meaning an actual... There's a lot more coming. We're not even out of the woods yet. Mass change. Land mass change? I think so. I think there'll be some land mass changes. I think there'll be hurricanes. I think there'll be some, earthquakes. I even think volcanoes might erupt. I just have a feeling. Police, I didn't tell my mother how I felt before she passed. I feel she pulled herself away because she knew I couldn't handle it. Does she know? Of course she knows, Pauline, yes, she knows very, very well. They're very keen to what's going on with us on the mental level. They're very, very aware, more than we are aware. We're the walking dead. They're very much alive. You missed the podcast, I know, but it was very hard to do those podcasts. It was very difficult. I was working with a company that wasn't really established yet, so we're working on it, but it wasn't really established. James, Spirit der Deutsch, it doesn't matter if they're German or not, because spirits come through in thought. So it doesn't matter what language physically they spoke, because the soul is all about thought, mental thought. So I've worked in Germany, and I've worked in Brazil and Japan, and it doesn't matter what language they spoke. It's all thought. Oh, very good, Haley. Very good question. Can you explain that the past, present, and future are all one? Well, I can and I can't. I'm very limited in my quantum physics, my love. My next book will be a little bit about quantum physics. But it's just with the belief system, I should say, that there is no such thing as time. Time is irrelevant. Time is only a part of this three-dimensional world. And once you step out of this three-dimensional world, there is no time. So, in theory, the past, the present, and future are all one. It's all a continuum. And they say, by your thoughts now, and your actions now, the golden rule, your thoughts, your actions, your words, can help to heal your past and prepare your future. If you want to live a good life and a happy life and a loving life, then you should be that way now. And that will help many issues from the past lives, past situations, and the future. It'll create, if you will, a future that way when you come back to this three-dimensional linear world where there's time, where it's linear, so we can measure things from past, present, future. It's a linear. But I also think for your soul self, that putting that positive energy out there is what you want to be known for, your characteristics of the soul. When you first pass to the world of spirit, they will often say to me, we see you, we don't speak to each other like you communicate. We see each other for our characteristics. We'll see the lights around each other, the colors around each other, and the colors of your soul. So what you're wearing are the colors of your soul based upon your character, based upon the character you lived in this earth, how good you are, how bad you are, honesty, dishonesty. And it seems that, like attracts like, and there is a place, many, many different realms or levels. And they have often told me, many of my friends passed over and relatives have said, I've gone to the lower regions. I've been on a trip. They've taken me to trips to show me all the different boundaries that there are. And it's like the Bible says, my Father has a house with many mansions. And what that means, really, the spiritual levels which exist, all the levels which exist. And you go to that level you create based upon your thoughts, words, or deeds. So your heaven or your hell is exactly what you created. You're the one responsible. So some people come back to this lifetime to learn what? Responsibility. Responsibility for their acts, responsibility for what they've done or what they haven't done. And it's so easy to blame other people, but really when you take responsibility for yourself and your actions and your words, then you start moving up. Then you start evolving because you take responsibility. It's so much easier to just blame it on someone else or ask someone else. Even here in this call, this Facebook Live, What do you see about this? What do you see about that? Can you tell me about my job? Can you tell me? It's looking outside yourself for the answer, when truly you should go within in your soul self, because the soul's language is intuition. So why waste this valuable time, especially when there is a situation in your life, there's a crossroads. It'd be much easier just throwing it out to a stranger and saying, what do you feel? But much easier for you to feel it because it's happening to you. So that's where you have to be objective. And you have to go into that feeling of what feels real and what doesn't. It's very much, the intuition is a muscle. The more you use it, the stronger it gets. And it works all the time. Even simple exercise like the phone rings, who's on the other line? Or you get something in the mail as an invoice you've never received before, try to intuit how much it is. Or there are elevator banks, which elevator is going to come first. Or, I don't know, even now at home that you're in lockdown, there are ways of figuring it out. When you're watching television, try to intuit what kind of commercial is coming up next. Different types of things. It's a good way to do it. So while you're home, try to move more with your intuition. Okay. I just go off on these things. Sorry, they're just right here talking with me. Hawaii is having an earthquake on a big island, and we are thinking of the volcano. There you go. Just said it. Didn't know that. I just saw yesterday a Mount St. Helena, 40 years ago, Mount St. Helena. And that was, 40 years ago. So that got me thinking and feeling that, it's going to happen again. Not necessarily there, but it's going to happen. I didn't know it. Wow, thanks, Roxanne, for letting us know that Hawaii is having an earthquake. Do you work with spirit guides or angels? I do. I do work with spirit guides and angels. I have a course on it in my school about guides and angels. And it's a very good course. Excellent. And I've written a book about it. And I have the cards. I was thinking this week also we'll do some card readings. So we'll do some, I have guide cards. I have Power of Love cards. I have Talking to Heaven cards. So I'll use some of those this week too. But you guys didn't answer me. Do you want me to sit with you in the quiet one day? Aside from this regular soul care, one afternoon I might be able to sit in the quiet with you. Where you go into a closet and you just sit quietly. Want to do that? Let me know. Hi, Cindy. Cindy Dannon. Are there any spirits passed from COVID-19 restless or at peace? Jim, from what I've gathered, very much at peace, and very much that this was what they chose ahead of time. Now they're aware of it. I haven't had one spirit say, I didn't know about it. Wow, Gina, that's pretty cool. When she was 14. Wow. Of course your mother would know. Denise, how might the society be different when the pandemic's over? Hopefully it's going to wake people up to realize that we're in this together, that we should care about one another, that we really have to care about one another, because we know be truthful and honest. Unfortunately, that's the way it is right now, because the government wasn't truthful and honest, and it's unfortunate, because now look at the outcome. We have to be truthful and honest and care for one another, and I hope this will teach people to do that. Let's hope, for among at least all our group, we'll do that. Sandra D, interesting question. What prayers are most effective that I can say to help souls that are stuck? I feel as I can help them with acceptance on their journey. Sandra, I don't know how stuck they are, because I think that's our home. This is not our home. And I think when they get past this outside the human element and they see their loved ones coming up to greet them, they're going to run right toward them. And they're out of pain, they're out of heaviness. So I don't think many are stuck. When we say stuck, I think sometimes emotionally there might be a mind or a memory of an emotional upset, that they're still in that memory place. So that, I would just say, like, for instance, suicides, some suicides, not all suicides, some suicides, we find that many times some of the suicides are worried about the people left behind, and they can't move on from that mindset. They're on the other side, they're doing well, many times they go to kind of clinic type things, mental health clinic type things, but love from us and the earth can really help. Just sending love to them. And when you know someone's passed over and you feel they're stuck, which I don't think that happens, but if you feel they are, just tell them to ask for a loved one, ask for a grandmother, ask for a mother, and they'll be fine. Humans like to make it more than it is. Sorry to say, But it's really simple. Truth is very simple, but humans always have to make it more than what it is. I think of some terrible television. I know because I did Ghost Whisper. Boy, those producers were just wacko. Wacko, wacko. How to make it so dramatic. I'm like, calm down. As simple as better. This is from Terry DeMaria Benedict. Terry, do you have anything for us? Why don't you give us something? Yolanda, sitting in the quiet. Quieting your mind on a regular basis. It doesn't happen once or twice or 3 times. You got to quiet yourself on a regular basis. 3 or 4 times a week, 15 minutes a day. Sitting in a closet with a quiet, with your breath. That's how you begin to be aware of your soul. That's how you become aware of the space around you. That's how you become aware of those sitting in that space around you, helping to guide you. It doesn't happen like that. You know, as humans, we get to the point of, oh, things that have happened so quickly. No, many times it's just quiet and slowing down and pacing. Because if you don't, you're going to miss something. Okay, thanks, Scott. We'll do that. We'll sit in the closet. We'll do that one day. We'll do that soon. Great, Heather. We'll do that. Yes, good. We'll do that. It'll be in an afternoon after the SOULCare. It'll be probably 2 hours after SOULCare is over. SOULCare is at 12 o'clock Pacific. Somewhere around 2 or 3 o'clock Pacific. But I'll let you guys know. You're welcome. This is from Danielle, and you're from Squamish, BC. Never heard of it, sweetheart. Wow, what a great name. Yes, the people who have not passed the family are at peace, very much so. I found that. I haven't had anybody say they weren't at peace. You receive so many visits from your late husband, as you should, Lisa. As you should. And maybe you should have a journal next to your bed and write down messages from him. And when you can steal your mind and ask him to step into your space, step into your mind, and give you something simple, do that. Automatic writing, see? So after we do that sitting in the quiet, you guys will get an idea of what it's like, what that surrendering is like. It's great. Sitting quiet is great. We'll do it. It's really good. People have been nasty, Paul says. People are anxious, Paula. People are cabin fever. So all you do is kill them with kindness, kill them with love. And that's it. I mean, I just, thank God I have a little garden here with flowers. When I go out and talk to the flowers and fertilize the flowers and trim, I do that. Or I clean the house. I would love cleaning. It's so meditative. I have my Bissell out me. It's so meditative. You got to make the best of a situation. That's part of our learning also. Thank you, sweetheart. That's great. Look at that. Janina said, sending prayers to love to you and your family. Thank you. All of you. That's great. See, you're sending something to all of us. Instead of asking, you're sending. I love that. Thank you. And we all feel it. Let's acknowledge that. Thank you. Thank you, Danita. Tell Danita thank you. Very good, Summer. Keep on the positive change. Keep it going. Tell everyone you talk to it, there's a positive change coming. That's how the word is getting out. Terry, you have to find out what's going on with that yourself. So maybe it's time for you to work on yourself before he comes back into your life. What would make it different if he comes back into your life? You're still going to be you, no? So now it's time for you to make changes within yourself. I was a product, Lisa Phillips. I love these questions. I was a product of an affair my mom had, which, by the way, your soul knew that before you came in, okay? That play. I knew him, he was my mother's boss, but I'd like to know if he knew. There were always whispers, but it was confirmed. My daughter did 23andMe, sending love. Oh, I'm sure he knows. I'm sure he does, sweetheart. And the most important thing was you came through. Could have been karma for you and that soul group. I'm sure it was. Nothing happened just by accident, by the way. Things happen for a reason. Okay. Did I cut my hair? I did cut my hair. I actually buzzed my hair. So I will not reveal it because it's pretty bad. I won't reveal it. I connect with animals, living and past. I love animals. Animals are the best. I love animals. When they come through in a demonstration with a message, they don't bring any garbage. They don't bring any leftover stuff. It's just pure love. Personality comes through, but they also come through with this pure love. Spirits can appear as quick shadows in the corner of your eyes. They can. In the very beginning, you bet. Deborah Goldberg. Sitting in meditation, Deborah, sitting with me in the quiet there, going on my school page, the free meditations really help you. It's just a matter of commitment, committing yourself to doing it. And that's for everybody here. You've got to commit yourself to do it, right? Eva is asking, how can I learn to hear and... same answer, meditation, going on to the JDP School of Mystical Arts and free meditations and being patient with yourself. They're all good there. Debbie, go on the website. I'll tell you which ones meditations there are. Annie, you're a nurse. Yay for Annie. Oh, great, Annie. That's great. Really good. Very good, Annie. Help those people over, right? Perfect. So you can be an end-of-life doula. Elizabeth, do you believe when it's your time to pass, it's your time, there's nothing anyone can do to stop it? I do. It's hard to say. I believe there's a time to be born, time to die, but I do believe that we can influence. We have free will, so we can influence that a bit. I think if we, harm ourselves physically with, drugs, drinking, putting ourselves in harm's way, if you will, going to an area in a city that's not good. And if we put ourselves out there and open ourselves to dangers, I think we're opening ourselves to possibilities. So I think we have free will, but everything is described in that time, but we have free will as well, I'll tell you that much. I could go and just kill myself, but I know that's not my time, that's not right for me, and I would be out of sorts if I did that. And there'd be a lot of regret that I didn't finish this lifetime. And I'm saying that in many lifetimes past, I have left that way. And all of us probably have left that way. And we find that that's not the right way to do it because we got to go fully through school. Although there have been some souls that would, but their soul groups, one of the lessons they had learned was one of them had to leave early from a suicide. So the rest of the group would learn about compassion and forgiveness. Just all possibilities, you see. It's not just one answer. There's so many possibilities. It's worlds within worlds within worlds. So we got to realize that. Think of it as the sun, right? And the sun is different rays of light. Each ray is something very different characteristic. I think that's kind of cool. And our job is to find all those different characteristics and live them, express them, and find them in other people. It's kind of a cool analogy. Colette said, I found a course of yours I purchased a few years ago today, and then you live. The world has changed. The world has changed very much so. You loved Ghost Whisperer. It was a good show, Ghost Whisperer. It really was a very good show. Excellent. I mean, I have an internal problem with the producers, but the network was great. And, it's great they put that on there because that was an amazing thing at that time to put that on there. Same with John Edwards' show, Crossing Over, and then my show, Beyond. Put those on television at the time. It was pretty amazing they did that. Obviously, Spirit was doing that. But nowadays when you have mediumship shows, it's not the same. There's no quality there. There's no evidence necessarily. It's not built as evidence. I don't see it as built as healing. It seems more like entertainment. And when John and I did those shows, I think we were were for helping and healing and portraying that and not the entertainment part. Because him and I are very not into entertainment. It might be fun, but it's not for when I'm doing the work. Oh, John has put when tickets are available for the psychic readings. Thanks, John. Thank you. So at the end of on the bottom here, there's tickets available for a psychic evening. You can ask any psychic question. You want one question a person, and I will answer that. And there'll be psychic questions, not mediumship. So it won't be contact with spirit. It's going to be pure psychic. Do I believe in angel numbers? I do. I think Doreen Virtue was, when she did that angel book, all of her books are very excellent, I think. I think if we look back at her when that time when she was very prolific, I remember doing workshops. She'd sit in the back and do handwrite all her books, and that was before she went and her, she's in her, whatever space she's in now with the born again Christian stuff. That's not the Doreen that I know. So, but everything before that, even though she denounces it, that's just part of what she's going through. But there were actually some very good stuff from her. Excellent. So don't throw the baby out with the bathwater, because it's excellent work she's done. Excellent work. Okay. Do you have any suggestions for talking to kids about spirituality? Yes, and also I wrote a book called Looking Beyond for kids and teenagers. The most important thing I would say, sweetheart, is to really impress upon your child the golden rule, that we're all connected, right? We're all connected, that girl over there in the classroom is just the same as you, inside the same, oh my goodness, her blood is the same color. The sun, it shines on everybody. Just give her that sense of connection with people, and as you hurt someone, you're hurting yourself because it comes back to you. That's really good. Mirror work, great for kids. But really with kids, I think is a great time right now, especially in lockdown, to teach them that we're connected globally. There's an incredible opportunity right now to do that. So I would definitely do that with kids right now. I really would. Even my grandnephew and nieces, I talk about the global effect. And they're pretty aware, because their mom's very spiritual, and she's my niece. We've been talking about it for 40 years. But kids, it's a good time with kids to open them up, no doubt. And they'll open right up. Hi, Del from Fort Lauderdale. Come down. I love vacuuming. Isn't it great? It's so cleansing. Make the best for a situation. That's right. Thank you. We love you. Thank you, Lisa. Maggie, you're waiting. Yeah, you're waiting to make a fairy garden. Any suggestions on how? Do you have a garden in your backyard somewhere? I would start with one object. So I'd start with a stick, or a leaf, or a flower. Put it in the middle of wherever you're doing it, and then listen. Listen. Ask them what they want next. You have to ask them, and they'll tell you. And just listen with your heart, not your head. They're very gentle fairies. They're very gentle. I love working with the fairies and the gnomes and different levels of elementals. I work with them all the time in my gardens, and I'll tell you, my gardens are beautiful. I'll share with you some pictures sometimes. I couldn't do it without them, so I talk to them all the time when I'm doing the garden. Oh, my dog she's dreaming. How can if I have tinnitus in my ear? Well, easily, Sandra, you can actually project yourself to another space, maybe a place in the room, in the ceiling, out on the roof of the house, and just keep on becoming aware of that. Oh, my doggie, she's amazing. You want to see Maisie? She's dreaming. Maisie's dreaming. Look at my daughter. She's dreaming. She's so cute. My baby. Couldn't get through life without a doggie. Okay. Risa, what's going on, baby? You're very scared and dramatic. You're scared and frustrated. What are you scared and frustrated about? Christina, yeah, I don't know what that, there could be many reasons why we go through feelings of sadness, comes and goes. It could be lots of reasons. So you could be aware, if it's from somebody else, become aware of who you've been around recently, what they're going through emotionally. Are you an empath? Is it something with you chemically, the body? Is it something that's going on with you? So you got to look at yourself and see what's going on there. You're probably an empath too. I have a course called Tools for the Sensitive Soul. It's really tools for the highly sensitive soul. I did that last year. It's phenomenal. I had to. It's a survivor's kit. So that might help you if that's what it is. Hello from Greenwood, BC. Hello. Let's see. Hello. I'm just going through. Wow. So if you want mediumship readings, we're going to do it in 2 weeks. It's on the website, The Night of Mediumship. And next week, we're going to be doing, as John wrote down here, tickets on sale for Evening of Spirit Readings. And that's on May 22nd. Thanks, John Williams. Deb Armstrong, thank you for Friday night. It was sure fun to be part of. Deb, wasn't that a great evening, that evening of mediumship? I thought it was fantastic. And even though I didn't get a reading, I was really helped by all the readings that were given. And it was great to be part of that community, wasn't it? Jeannie said, I thought you were growing back your mustache. Well, I am, Jeannie, growing back mustache, but I thought at first I would take a little time off because it's been 30 years and maybe give myself a couple more weeks. What do you think? So if you're interested in mediumship readings, it'll be next week. I'm sorry, in 2 weeks. So it's all on the website, vanprog.com. Kathy Vander Poel, I'll do a reading for you on May 22nd. Yes, very much so, Kim. There was a title of a book you recommended earlier. Antoinette. I recommended The Game of Life by Florence Shen, Schinn. I set that one, and also The Quiet Mind by White Eagle. Those are my Bibles. Debbie William, Metalino. Jennifer, would you ever mentor an unknown psychic one day? Yes. Yes, I don't. The people I mentor aren't known at all. Yes. Should I stay or should I go now? Patty, I don't know what that means. When someone commits suicide, do they spend time in limbo or purgatory until their natural, predetermined time? No. They go right to the other side, Nancy. Right to the other side, and those people on the other side help them. There's great compassion and love on the other side, and they're free. Their minds might not be free because they might be upset about what they've just done or the people left behind, but that's where our love and prayers can help them. They'll feel your love, and that'll help to heal them. So they're not in any waiting place at all. They might go to some place like a clinic, like a mental health clinic, and there'll be people that work with them who've done that before and know everything about the phases of the mind when they do that. Guilt is a big deal for that. Again, depending on the type of suicide. If you commit suicide, complete suicide, because the Google stock went down, it's very different than someone who has a brain disorder, a mental disorder, and it's handled differently. So it's always the intention behind an act. I'm ready to go, but I think I have a lot more people here that want to ask questions. So I guess, do you feel love has a choice to go or stay? I think the higher self makes that choice. I think it's predetermined, but we can have free will. I know my dad left when I said he was not leaving, and we're all there visiting him, and I actually was able to talk to his spirit. It was really interesting. So it's soul-to-soul communication, and he was right over his head. And I said, why won't you go? And he said, I just don't want you kids fighting over the house. So I said, he doesn't want us fighting over the house. I will agree. We wouldn't fight over the house, and he died. So it was pretty interesting. Many people in the spirit world, when the person is ready to pass over, sometimes they don't, they want to make sure it's okay to pass. So the most important thing, you can just help them over by saying, it's all right, please go. You don't want to hold them back, you don't want to hold them back at all. It's the loving thing to do is let them go. Tanya K, why do you have to learn lessons? Why can't we stay light beings? Because you have to have certain experiences to expand your soul. And those experiences can only be found by getting into the physical, the physical part of it, if you will. Experiencing the physical part, what it really means. You wouldn't know what something really means unless you experience it yourself. So you have to go into that to make yourself more understanding, more aware, more expansive. How can you help somebody if you don't know what to do? This reminds me very quickly of a lady who I knew was a client turned friend, 78. She was 78, and she taught metaphysics for 30 years. She came as a client, and remember her name was Magda Best. Her husband patented Samsonite luggage, among other many inventions. And she sat with me one day, and she said, this is years ago, and she said, I told her information her husband was bringing through, and she said, she was Hungarian. She said, no, you're wrong. No, nothing. Everything was wrong. And then that evening she called me up and she said, oh, I'm so stupid. I went home and there's the picture you were talking about and this is the book and here's. So she was upset. And we became good friends, talked for a long time, knew each other for a long time. Went to Brazil together, to some healing places in Brazil. I did Santi Dime tea together when she was 80 years old. And I remember I was talking to her and she said within her 30 years, she was in the 60s, she had a lot of clients, kids who were on overdose or taking LSD, acid at the time. And I said, wow, how do you deal with that? She goes, well, I had to take acid myself. How was I to know how to heal them if I didn't know what I was going through myself? And that makes sense. How do you know what you're going through? How do you know how to heal something? How do you know what something's about? Not unless you go through it yourself. So, very wise lady. And I miss her so much. She called me up once. She goes, James, please tell me when I'm going to die. I need to spend my money. Real character. Real character. Oh, this is a great one here. This is from Ben and Tolle. If I'm not baptized, will I go into heaven? Yes. You do not need to be baptized to go into heaven. That is just man-made religion. That is not who you are. You are a soul having human experience. That is, I want to respect people's religions, but I do want to tell you that the only religion that's real is love. God doesn't know one religion. And it's the power. Man likes the humans like the power, the man power. But God doesn't know power. God knows love. You can be any religion. It doesn't matter if you're baptized or not baptized. It doesn't matter. It's just how you treat people that matters the most. Okay. A lot of people want readings, but again, I'm going to repeat before I leave that a night of mediumship is going to be a night of mediumship readings. And please sign up for that. It's very good. Even if you're one of 300 people, it's phenomenal. We do meditations, we do exercises, I do lots of readings. It's good, it's helpful. Thanks, Sherry. Thanks for coming in, Sherry Paz. Okay. Rosemarie, what's going on with your health? What do you think's going on with your health? What do you think? What do you feel, Rosemarie? Hi, Michael. Nice to see you. Thank you, Michael Gervais. Love you. Man in the Mirror is my song. I've said this many times, Spirit talking about the pandemic. Many times. They've said nothing like CNN that's on 24 hours. I think the media has gone a little overboard, and I think it's a little sad that we have to make something like a pandemic, like this drama and fear, and definitely lessons of unity, of assessment of self, connecting with each other, and it's a time to reevaluate, time to be in home, not only physical home, but your soul, go within, and become more spiritually aware, because the frequency and vibration are shifting so much that we need to be prepared for that. That's part of what this pandemic is about. I don't see it going any early. I don't see it leaving very early. I really don't. I don't see it. I don't see it for a good 18 months, honestly. I'm sorry to say. So I feel. Sorry. There'll be variations. You'll be allowed out and go back in. It'll be like a roller coaster, I have a feeling. I'm sorry. It's just what I feel. You saw me live in Sweden? Oh, good. Between fourth, fifth dimension, but why do we put labels on them and numbers? Could be something in between that. We physically, humans call them numbers. I don't know. Energetically, you might call it something else. So. Rodriguez, Joellen Rodriguez. That's right, Joellen. That's right. That's exactly what psychics and mediums are. People are calling me John. I'm not John Edward. I'm James Van Praag. Oh, thank you, Nancy. I love my daughter. Donna, go on to JVP School of Mystical Arts, Donna Ordeal, and see the course I have there for the guides. That will help you. Thank you, Carolyn. You appreciate all the time you spent with people. I'm medium, but I haven't been working because of my help keep us the good work, my friend. Thank you. Smoky Mountains, Nancy, I love it. I was there once and I fell in love with it. Jody, I'm not John. They mix us up all the time. I never grow my mustache back. It's all right. They do it all the time. Angie, they're very friendly. What would you think they're not? Do I believe in trolls? Do you believe in troll? Sure. Why not? All different levels of kingdoms. it's interesting. You believe in troll, but then you place on that an emotion or a belief system on that name. So I think it's a negative thing when it isn't. So humans can be funny. Risa, it's hard to explain. Someone's trying to help me, but I can't do what he says, so he can help me. I think I have to let go. Yeah, but can't seem to. Well, Risa, it's all about control. Well, you gotta let go of control, Risa. You have no control. No one has control. The only thing we control is what we do with information. So we can't control people, can't control situations, but we can control how we respond to things. Okay? How do we know when someone is speaking to us? You have to learn how to discern between your own brain and that of your soul, or the soul part of you, because it's soul to soul connection. So when we sit in the quiet, in the closet, we'll be doing that, sweetheart. So we'll be doing that. Yes, Sandra D. When we cross over, we take the lessons we learned with us. Yes. You don't want to repeat a lesson. I personally believe once you've learned something, you've learned it. It's like a traffic light. You know that when you go against the red light, it's bringing some harm to yourself possibly because your red means stop. So we've learned that one. So I think the same thing with lessons here. But I could be wrong. Do you ever go to Escondido? I went to Escondido once. The Church Harmony Grove. Went there once. Didn't care for it. They burned down everything except one meeting room. The mediumship wasn't great. Escondido, I've been to the car dealership, the Lexus dealership. There's a restaurant on top of a Lexus dealership. That was the first time I went to Escondido. Thank you, Take Care of Your Health. Thank you, I will. Colette, go to the website about A Course in Awakening. See what resonates as truth at the JP School of Mystical Arts. Just go there and see what course. There are 42 courses, all different types of courses. See which one feels right to you about awakening. A couple of ones. I don't want to influence you. Just check it out yourself. Yeah. I'm rolling mediumship too right now. Yes. And we have about 15 people so far, so it's wide open. Thanks, Bonnie. Thanks, Brandy. It's all about love. You're right. Having biopsy in a couple of days in remission now, and excited. But so, Lori, start putting love and light into your body, seeing your cells as flowers and receiving. That's what we want to do. Remember, thoughts become realized. If you can hold the thought for 3 seconds, it's yours. So I was once had not a biopsy. I once went to a nutritionist years ago. A friend of mine told me to go, and I went. They took my blood, and I was called in, and the scientist was looking at a screen with my blood. I was behind me, he couldn't see me. And he's looking at the screen, I'm looking at the screen, he goes, you shouldn't be eating chicken. And I was like, oh. And I was like really upset because I love chicken. And it was, all these cells were really collected together, really on top of each other. And I thought, that's so weird. And then I thought to myself, I'm going to just send love. So I just thought of love, love, love. And suddenly each cell opened up, like moved separately, singularly, and started moving with a gold light around them, each cell. And they started moving one by one. And the man said to me without turning his back, the most incredible, sophisticated communication system we have, huh? And of course I teach this, but see it there, actually realized. So it is, thoughts are things. So you can move things with your thoughts, make things with your thoughts, create the world you want with your thoughts, create your life you want with your thoughts. It doesn't have an instant, but you have to stay straight with that thought, exactly what you want. Okay, I think I'm gonna get going now, kids. So instead, when going through chemo and cancers and stuff, just see what you don't need in the body anymore. Maybe that's a good time to assess what you don't need in the body anymore, or just saying goodbye to. I'll be back tomorrow, and I want to thank everybody for being here today, and have a good time rest of the day, and send some love to everyone you meet today. Love, God. Okay? Blessings.